So another issue that we run across in the field and a complaint with some customers would be whether you're running the Accu-Slide, the Accu-Slide, or running our NXG through frame slide. In any one of those slide outs, at some point, you do have the potential, depending on the construction through the OEM, to where those rooms, they're above floor slides. This one here is flush floor design with the BAL pan as well with the compression rollers. As the rooms are coming in and gliding across, whether it's the roller, solid core wear bar, or the flush floor pan wear bar, you sometimes will see it dip just a little bit, especially on the NXG through frame ram slide. You're going to have an initial drop when that center of gravity gets closer to falling in on the inside of the coach. The room will gradually drop, and then as it gets closer to sealing, it'll pick back up and seal again. The concern here and the complaint would be nosediving to a point where a room is coming in and digging into the lino or the carpet, whatever the floor covering in the RV is. What we found is in many cases, the room itself isn't nosediving, and there's other issues in the construction process that have led the customer or the service technician to believe that the room was nosediving into the subfloor of the RV. Typically what happens is as the room is coming in, it'll dive down a little bit and it will dig into the flooring, and like I said, usually tearing a spot in your lino. First line of defense and first thing to check here is have your room all the way out, get you a long straight edge, whether that be aluminum tube, a 2x4, whatever you guys have, and you're going to merely just set this across the full length of the subfloor. And what you're looking for here is ensuring that you don't have a crown in the center of this floor anywhere. The ends are down lower than the center. You can run this all the way over to your sidewall and inspect from there, just ensuring that there's not a crown in the center of this floor. Most cases, what we're finding is that the room is coming in straight and it's running out straight. It's not nosediving at all. What in fact is happening is as the room comes in, it hits that high spot in that crown in that floor, and that's where it's tearing the lino. Now, in the instance, say for instance, you're running the through frame slide. This is where the rams are connected underneath the box. This could merely just be an adjustment situation. The end conditions are set up too high, causing that nose to nosedive into the floor. Once you've eliminated the subfloor having a crown in it being the issue, the next thing you're going to check is your adjustments on any one of those three slides, the Accu-Slide, Accu-Slide, or the NXG through frame. Start with your adjustments and ensure that it's adjusted properly. If that's still not taking care of the issue and you know the room is adjusted properly and there is no crown in your subfloor, the next thing to do is box construction. All you're going to want to do is check for squareness of the box, measuring from corner to corner, cross measuring, ensuring that your room is built square and within a 1/4 inch tolerance. You're going to measure corner to corner, and then we're going to measure the other opposing corners and ensure that this room is in fact built within spec. The other thing you guys can check for is the construction of the box itself. You can do a visual inspection and ensure that the roof line has the drop or the pitch in it for water runoff. and ensure that that is actually on the roof line. You can do this from inside or outside. Ensure that this is the inside edge is the highest point, and then out to your T-molding sits lower than the interior highest point, and that's where your drop or your pitch is in the roof line. The other thing to inspect is if you are running a cable slide system, whether that be the Accu-Slide or the Accu-Slide, is ensuring that they didn't put a taper on the outside edge on the tubes on the end walls. That's going to cause that room to want to drop right as it's sealing up, and trying to draw them bottoms in after the fact, kind of like a ram-driven slide, pulling from the bottom of the box. That will give the effect that it's nosediving, and in that particular situation, you need a new box constructed without tapers in the end walls. So these are just a few things you can check for and look at if you do come across a situation where you think that the room is nosediving into the lino, damaging the lino or running into carpet or whatever the case may be.